Part 6. Was Sufism a part of the teachings of the Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, and the Moorish Science of America, and the Moorish National Divine Movement of the world? Was this Sufism of the Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, and scholastic tendencies in Muslims and jurisprudence where severely so, if not totally destroyed, the imaginative arts? The beloved holy is the noblest son of Allah. Before he was alive in the 12th and 13th centuries. Revival of Sufism was chief due to the type of theological humanism or even secret humanism, the origins of which are evident quite early in Persian classic and Moorish Islamic Council, of being subsequently reaffirmed the new African Moorish teachings. The Islamic teachings is for the holy, beloved Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, and his new African Moorish people in the 20th century and 21st century. That I am the Salani Beings Beishik Divine Minister Mubati, inclusion of esotericism into the curriculum of ancient Moorish history. The Moors are the great New African Moorish people of North America. These great North African Moorish people, dark-colored few men and women around the world, outlining being displayed, the divine ministers want to solve the New African Moorish Negro problem. I, Mr. Lonnie Beans Bay, Chief Divine Minister of the is a faithful follower of the beloved Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, who is the true Son of God, who came to uplift all of humanity by teaching his New African Moors how to become better citizens and live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And our consciousness is on the surface, where by far the greater and deeper part of him or her lies in the unconscious, where the reasoning and the roots of our thoughts, words, and deeds originate. On the other hand, the person who has achieved redemption and attained complete and perfect recognition of self, the higher self and lower self, whose consciousness has been initiated in his divine self, the God self, no longer a part of him, that is a subconscious and a superconscious. The beloved Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali became conscious of himself and got his divine missionary work from the Sultan King Abdul Aziz Saud of Saudi Arabia. He visited the Muslim holy city of Mecca, which housed the Holy Black Stone. He, the Holy Prophet, the beloved Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, came teaching New African Moors about being Negroes, not being Negroes, black people, colored folks, because names was given to African slaves by slaveholders in 1779 until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is nowhere time now, and all men now must proclaim their nationality. Moorish American Muslims. Because without a nationality, you are subject to all kinds of mistreatment and abuses by all citizens of America. The beloved Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, said, money don't make the man. It is free nationality, which is the foundation of man. I want to rebuild heaven on earth as the Moors first heaven on earth plane. So we, the New African Moors, can see it. to advocate of human rights and international legality must insist on these essential foundations of civilized humanity rather than abandon them because of the failure of some governments to uphold them. Other related point of the framework of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights avoid identifying religious justification for the basically endeavor effort to find a common ground among believers and non-believers. Was as New African Moors wanted to help all New African Moors people to become better human beings on earth by making them conscious of their great history of the ancient forefathers of the Moabites who lived on the northwestern shores of Africa. We as Moors, New African Moors of the 21st century, we have a great Moorish history of great African kings and queens. The Lord Holy Prophet Muhammad came to free the New African Moors from the state of mental slavery in which he found them in. The Americanized Savior of the world, a true and divine Son of God, the beloved Holy Prophet Muhammad came to save the land according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Whereas most American Muslims there were still decent rulers that were reaching with wisdom and justice and rebuild on high civilization on earth. Moorish or Moor, one of Arabic or Berber conquerors of Spain. Spain, in the year 711, you made our forces cross the Straits of Gibraltar and established a branch of Umayyad Khalifa in Spain, El Andalusa, as the Arabs called it, Andalusia in English, and remained in Muslim hands until the Christians reconquered in the 13th century. During 5 centuries of Islamic rule, culture flourished under the Spanish Muslim Moors of Andalusia soil as the important point of contact between Christendom and the Islamic world. In literature, philosophy, architecture, the Spanish Muslims made several notable achievements that have survived to this day. We as most American Muslims have a great work to do in America and around the world because it is our job to help get the New African Moors to become conscious of who they are. We want all New African Moors to learn this divine truth about their history because this bloodline has the blood of the holy prophets and divine saints and righteous human beings who lived our lives by joining our Moorish American Muslim community and build on to the Moorish foundation, making it more stronger by carrying our divine mission of uplifting part of humanity, by giving New African Moors with the blood of Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, which he brought to us as Moorish American Muslims, and teaching the New African Moors how to become better citizens under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. At the highest level of reality, being and knowledge are identical, and no distinction can be drawn between the two. At this level, one might speak of an absolute oneness prior to immenseness. This is the level of the unknown, essence, spirit, which cannot be discussed in positive terms. As soon as we conceive of a reality by which positive statements can be made, we are faced with the distinction between the divine being Allah and the divine knowledge. Knowledge, which identical with consciousness and awareness, belongs to the essence of Allah. The divine being Allah, most great, the reality of being, knows itself with the knowledge that is identical with itself. So there is no difference between knowing subject, Alim, and the knowing object, Mulim. However, when we speak of knowledge, we Sufis necessarily set a new apparatus where the subject-object relationship, even if we cannot draw on the analytical distinction between the two sides. In order to be useful co-workers in the great plan program of the part of humanity, one must first master the whole scale of the sense of opposites. And you too, your initiation sheet, Lonnie being this Bay, Divine Minister Bubchi of the Noble Order of Mr. Sufis Moore Science of the MSCFA Incorporated number 13. Humility is what must feel. Humility is what we must feel towards the divine God, the great God Allah, and his divine son, the true day star from on high. Our great beloved Holy Prophet was loved to Ali. So it's the highest self Allah within man, within every human being, and his divine creation, which emanates us. You new Moors must realize that all the good, beautiful, and true attributes belongs to him, a son of Allah. That your person is the instrument for manifesting divinity, but by itself and without divinity, it represents merely an empty husk. The Holy Prophet Ali, whose idea was to get the new Moors to know thyself, because once man knows himself, then he will know all the all. You should recognize within yourself that would throughout the universe, and you must subject to the eternal being Allah, the Almighty. We are followers of the beloved Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali, a faithful follower, faithful of the Holy Prophet. We as most American Muslims are his true and faithful believers, and this great African prince was him, Timothy Drew. Who became the beloved Holy Prophet Noble Ali, brought us the 12 system opposites, characteristics are in our job tables on the MSCLA. Keeping silent, talking. Reciprocity, resistance to influence. Obeying, ruling. Humility, self-confidence. Lightning, light speed, circumspection. To accept everything, to be able to differentiate ability to fight, peace, caution, courage, to pass nothing, to command everything, to have no ties, loyalty, contempt for death, regard for life, indifference, love. These 12 opposites of the noble order mixed Sufis and moral science, founded by Sheikh Sharif Rafi Ali Bey, Sultan, gave me, Sheikh Lonnie being this Betty Divine Mention Mother Chief, taught us the same principles and characters. He and I got these divine creed Islamism in our third heaven, the body. The flesh of this world. The great African prince, the holy son of God, Mr. Timothy Drew, who became Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, but in North America, he is called the beloved Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali. Got his Muslim holy name from Sultan Abdul Aziz Saad, king of the holy city, of the Muslim holy city in the whole world, which housed the Holy Black Soul. He's the Holy Prophet, most noble Jew Ali, the master Egyptian adept, came with something new to know after Moorish people, about divine creed of Islamism. Our Moor of our race, dark outer hue people, who not and are not being Negroes, black people, color folks. He stood up against homeless oppression and fought in solidarity and unity for the poor and the offenders. We are trying to teach new African Moors to become positive members and good citizens of American society, under divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The earth is now going through a long period in which the body dominated and self-seeking people and gradually take over the ruling power. But you already know whatever negative forces are manifested, positive forces must also be present, although in the unmanifested state. During the dark period of the earth, the sons of God, who manifest divine laws of selflessness, will gradually abandon the earth plane. The Moorish American Muslims' first heaven, withdrawn to the spiritual plane, third heaven, of the unmanifested. Nevertheless, they continue to work in the human subconscious, so they actually will be unconscious of humanity and will manifest themselves in the soul's second heaven. These holy divine beings living on this earth, in this world of form. This is the Moorish mixed Sufis of North America, third heaven on earth. In order to be a useful co-worker in this plane of abducting, falling among all people, all around this world and the worlds, because Allah is the Lord, the great Lord of all the worlds. Our Holy Prophet already taught the Moors how to become masters of ourselves, the highest self and lower self. The Logo Circle 7. The Logo Circle 7. Mastering these attributes adapt, seeks divine ministers of the MSCLA means Missy Sufis of the noble order of mystic Sufis of moral science, that you use them at the right time. The same attributes that is divine, Almighty God Allah, at the right time, and in the right place, and in the right place, and the satanically evil at the wrong time and in the wrong place. This because God Allah creates only what is good and beautiful and true. There is no bad characteristics of such and no bad forces, but only wrong by used characteristics and wrong implied forces. You already found out what it means to speak or to keep silent at the right time and the right place. To keep silent is perfectly divine and being blessings on all concerned. If we do so when and where and when we should, these Muslim Muslims trying to do our best work with our new Moors brothers and sisters of all races must come together and study and learn about one another as human beings. If you want to be a good servant within the divine plan for salvation of the world, you must forget that you do not live and work on your own strength. All power comes from the great God Allah, and all powers you manifest come to you from your higher self, from God Allah. Constantly remember that your person is such as imaginary being, your true being, the only eternal reality within you is God Allah. That is why self-confidence means self-confidence in the great God Allah drilling within you, your heart, but not in your plasma being of your person as such. Divine self-confidence is indispensable from every creative activity and represents the inner union with Allah. But when a person's imagination hears the earth's qualities and powers of his own and not Allah's, he turns divine self-confidence into satanic false pride and presumption. In the name of Allah, the most sovereign, Lord of all the worlds, I give the highest honors to the Holy Prophet of Ali. Assalamu alaikum, down to humanity. I, Sheikh Lonnie Bean, baby divine minister Mother T, is the sovereign of the land, coming from my Father, coming from my God, is sovereign of all the worlds. And Allah created his divine son, our beloved Holy Prophet, Ali, and he had a divine plan and program for humanity by teaching the white Moors the truth about who they really are. He taught us to know thyself. Because once a person knows that themselves, they will know God out in the universe. We as New African Moors were with the land and our Creator God Allah is true sovereign of all the land of the world. What I want you to do is teach New African Moors something that is old but new to this generation. And I should give them some more Sufism so they can begin to go deeper into themselves and understand the God within their spirits and souls. We as New African Moors learn to feel and be kind to one another and to love each other and real brothers and sisters in the struggle for our civil and human rights. Becoming positive members and citizens of society, held and safeguarding equal dignity, will continue to free our land in North America that belongs to New African Moors, men and women. We have freed our minds from being called by names that allude to slavery, like niggas, Negroes, colored people, African Americans, because these names that are not nationalities, they don't relate to any nation on earth. A lot of people like to talk and give the highest honors to the Holy Prophet Muhammad Ali, but they don't want to follow his teachings or his divine plan of the age. He came to uplift his people, who as out of youth tone were one of the true blood of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and inhabitants of Africa. This is why the nationality wars were taken away from them in 1774, and the word Negro, Black, and Colored was given to the Asiatics of America who were of Moorish descent, because they are not the principles of their mother and father, and stray after gods of people whom they knew nothing. The reason Asiatics of America don't know who they were, because nobody told them who they were. But the Sufi Holy Prophet Muhammad only told them the truth, but nobody really knew about nationality and free national names, Ills, Bays, and Alis, until he said something about it. But the American government cost him out of history for his Moors divine and national movement of the world and his more science of America lived on beyond his form in the flesh, but his movement on the true Moors Islamic foundation. I am a true follower of the Holy Prophet Ali, and I stand in unity and friendship with the poor, homeless, oppressed, abused, mistreated, incarcerated, and ex-offenders. I want the Moors Islamic Council to have group meetings with members once a week or some topics we should talk about, how they're doing, how life treats them, how have their family been treating them, how have employment been going, how you been seeking higher education. The New African Moorish Nation has unconscious and conscious so-called African Americans in our organization, the Moors Islamic Council for Foreign Affairs, is the grassroots movement of North America, and we were born sovereign because our Creator God Allah is sovereign. In the years of 1925 and 1928, He Prophet Most Noble Jew Ali went to two paramount conferences, both dealing with rights of nations and human rights. The New African Moors didn't have a nationality or a divine creed. The Moorish American the New African nation. We are the Moorish New Africans is independent socialist movement from the ground up. We do motivational speaking. We're just talking shit because this is a new organization and I'm letting everybody know about it. I see Lonnie being debated by Minister Morphy is the most American Muslim life and still built onto the most Islamic foundation of our Holy Prophet Most Noble Jew Ali. The most divine national movement of the world, trying to lift on humanity by teaching New African Moors the five highest principles known to men: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The Moors are to be themselves by proclaiming their nationality and divine creed. The Moorish Islamic Council is a grassroots organization just getting off the ground. And I see Lonnie being debated by Minister Morphy is trying to get my conscious brothers and sisters to become conscious and stand in unity for our New African Moors because we want what you want: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice for everybody around the world. And when I want to help people, and I am that I am, a son of God, is a true and perfect follower of the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali, the founder of MSC back in 1913 AD, brought to his people what they have never heard. He started talking about race pride, nationality, our great history, and told them that they had bloodline of prophets, holy men. And kings and queens in them, New Africans who came with a divine plan of the age. He called it the Great Movement Zone. I am a Moorish Islamic socialist and humanist, and I am for my people, all other peoples around the world. I want to teach more science to all New African Moors, brothers and sisters locked up from more super point of view. My beloved Holy Prophet Most Noble Jew Ali, Almighty God Allah created the head of Adam and his forehead from the earth of the Kaaba, his chest and his back from Jerusalem, his two thighs from Yemen, his two legs from land Egypt, his 2 feet from the land of Bahajia, his right hand from the land of Arabia, east, and his left hand from Morocco and the Maghreb. The thoughts of Allah are the everlasting of the past and should never in the days to come. So is man, the spirit man. Know ourselves and the pride of his creation, mind united being in matter. Behold, the power of Allah himself is within thee. Remember thy own dignity, nor dare descend to evil or to meanness. Most superstition, therefore, concerns itself with the spiritual path and deals with such issues of how to follow this path, the conditions of the path, the significance of the spiritual master, and the role of the disciple. I am a true follower of my spiritual master, the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali, the master just Adab, the son of Allah. He brought New African people their true divine creed of Islamism. He brought our true nationality, Moorish American Muslim, our race, Asiatic. because the Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali came to awaken the unconscious Asiatics, were the ancient Moabites, the founders of the holy city of Mecca. The Holy Prophet was the holy son, holy child, came descended from the ancient Moabites, the Canaanites. He has the royal bloodline in him as a Moorish American Sufi. When his spirit hit the earth, it was an earthquake in North Carolina on January 8, 1886 AD in the early 1800s. He went to Egypt, taking the Moors to adapt seats and put him to test, as he attempted to be passed. He went to Saudi Arabia to see King Sultan Abdulaziz Saud, the descendant of Hagar, now the head of the holy city of Mecca. King Saud gave him his divine mission of uplifting part of humanity and Lord, true peace, freedom, and justice. Both these great sons of Allah had carried out the divine great grand meanings on and the divine national movement of the world, which is the Moorish Science of America. The King Saud blessed him with the Muslim holy name, Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, but in North America is known as the beloved Holy Prophet was Noble Abdul Ali. He came to open up the blind, all-seeing eyes of the African people. It all for the people, so they could see the light of truth, because he came to lay down the divine laws of Allah, the great God of all the worlds, and he is the sovereign Lord of all the worlds. The so-called blacks, Hispanics of the 12 tribes of Israel. I already read this. The words Negro and the words Negro, black, color was given to the Asiatics, men born to the earth of America who were of Moorish, Nubian people descent, because they honored not the principles of their mother, father, straight at the gods of Europe of whom they knew nothing. At the beginning stage of living in the two worlds can be very different for the Mr. Sufi. Mystics are usually introverts, more at home in the inner world than in the outer world. But man himself is not the body nor the soul. He is a spirit, a part of Allah. As a Moorish American mystic Sufi of the Moors divine and national movement of the world, she, Lonnie Bean, is bathed by Ms. Bupati, is determined to work for the people. See, what people need to do is go deeper into themselves, because they truly understand their own souls. This has two parts, the higher self and lower self. The higher self is Allah within. Lower self is Satan within, each and every one of us. The spirit wants to get back to Allah. The body of flesh wants to stay on earth. And the soul is the battleground between the two. We are divine soldiers in the cause of Allah, fighting a righteous fight for the people. I want to teach the African Moors how to become conscious of who they are with their nationality, because at this state they are walking dead men and women on this earth plane. It's time to rebuild the Moorish Islamic foundation of America. The Holy Prophet Muslim Abdul Ali, he laid this Moorish foundation, the 5 pillars of faith. We Moorish New African people work hard in the streets of North America. Wars of the upright, independent feelings. We follow to a Sufi path that's unknown to man, a body and soul. Chapter of the Holy Quran, chapter 12, chapter 8, page 12. The friendship the friendship of Jesus and Lamas. Jesus explained to Lamas the meaning of truth. Verses 11, 12, and 13. Lamas said, you answer well. Now what is man? And Jesus said, man is the falsehood, man is the truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Man is the breath made flesh, so truth and falsehood I can join in him. The spirit and soul in man. And they strive, and naught goes down, and man is truth abides. I see Islamic beings raised by the ministers, the Moors, Islamic socialists, humanists. I care for humanity. I don't care what color they may be, what color they may be. If I can help them, I should. The Moorish Islamic Council Friends Affairs to help all people in trouble with the law and criminal justice system of the USA, from juvenile centers, county jails, prisons, federal state prisons, parole, probation, parole. I've been a part of all these systems, and I know how all they work, good and or bad. I intend to help people get out of the MDLC state of Michigan and to reestablish their lives when they men and women are released from prison. Our brother Jesus himself was of the true blood of the ancient Canaanite Moabites and inhabitants of Africa. We Moors are the true bloodline of African kings, great kings and queens, prophets and holy men. My prophet most noble Drew Ali, same bloodline as me and you, New African Moors, people in the world. King Saad, King Abdul Aziz Saad, gave him the Jew his Islamic holy name, Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali. In the East, he is known, but in the West, he's called Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I think I'm gonna start right here, Mike.